Hi and welcome back to DownhillVR. We're still on 0816. What's the date today? It's the 21st of January 2024. So yeah, there hasn't been an update since the last time or two that I was in here. Not that I was expecting one or anything like that, just pointing out that, you know, if by the time this gets published there may be a new version out, so I may be referring to things that are now not an issue, or there may be new stuff or whatever. So I thought I'd just highlight that. I just really wanted to come in and have a blat around again, as I often do. What do I fancy trying? I think I'm going to have a look at these challenges some more. What challenges do I want? What challenges do I want? Let's have a look. I'm going to go back to the speedy ones. Cause which one was it? There was one particular one I was still trying to. Yeah, still only got silver on the first one, and I'd really like to get a gold. I think I got gold on there, haven't I? Yeah. I'm gonna have a few more runs at this one, Sweeping Coast, the first one. Mostly, I've just had a fairly long, busy-ish day, fairly long, busy-ish weekend, and I just had a really enjoyable but stressful session into the radius, and I wanted to come and do something just a little bit more relaxed, and this seemed like the perfect antidote. Not that there's anything wrong with Into the Radius, it's a real favourite VR game of mine, even though I'm terrible at it. I have tons of fun with it, but I just wanted to come in and sit down and have a bit of speedy fun with it. Whoa, that was bad, without being shot at, basically. Although a multiplayer version of this, oh, this is such a bad run, a multiplayer version of this with guns. Oh no! Sploosh. That was terrible. I love this game. I was saying a multiplayer version of this with guns would be hilarious. Right. Game face, Dave. Game face. I really don't know. I keep saying this every time I do this, but I really don't know where I'm going to get the extra speed out of this to get the gold. I just can't see it. I feel like I'm doing everything possibly right. I feel like my technique is about as good as it could get. That isn't to say my technique is good, it's just I personally can't see where I can improve to hit that gold. Although not landing in the water would be a start, wouldn't it? Nearly did it again. Felt like a slow end. Ah, it was like a whole second behind my fastest. That felt really bad, actually. Let's try it again. I feel like my steering's a bit wonky this time. I feel like I'm not steering well. Oh, it's not quite going where I want it to go. Oh, I really lost a lot of momentum there. That can't be good. Now that felt like a pretty fast bit. Right, let's not screw up this. I felt a bit faster, but still 0.7 of a second behind my best, and yeah, 0.8 of a second off gold. I just can't see where I can get that extra. I feel like it needs a radical change to how I'm getting around here, but I don't see where that is. I'm trying my best to use my sprint in all the, what feels like all the right spots. So all I can imagine is I really need to, not do stuff like that. Oh, this is new. Oh, let's go for a little ride. Oh, I thought it was going to let me get away with going for a bit of a ride then. I feel my steering's not quite right. Often when I play this, I really do feel like the movement of my hands and the movement of the handlebars is pretty much one for one. It feels like, there's some real fidelity there. I'm not feeling it today, and I don't know that. It's certainly not an issue with the game. I just feel like, God, that was just so messy. I feel like something's not quite right. On the other hand, I am trying to make a point of leaning more, and whoa, I think maybe that's throwing things off. I'm trying to, I was going to say lean into the leaning, but I haven't been doing the leaning thing as much. 0.5 of a second, I'm just not finding it. Maybe I need to lean even more. Maybe that's where the speed is not turning with my handlebars. I'm just trying to lean everywhere, and also wall of death on those bits that, like this bit here. Maybe go a bit wider and let the, oh no. So that felt like it reproduced my what would happen if my pedal caught the track, because I just suddenly stopped. Way! Oh my god. I have no idea what happened there. Bike just sort of flipped out from under me. Come on, Dave. You can do this. So yeah, I was wondering if it makes sense to kind of ride up the wall of these inclines a bit more, try and make my turns a bit more sweeping, rather than, because it just feels like turning the handlebars is going to rob you of a bit of forward momentum, right? That just, I'm no cyclist, as I've said plenty of times, but it just feels like, what I know of physics, feels like that would be the case. No. Oh, I could see myself going for the edge. That actually felt like a decent run as well. I'm not claiming that that was the one, but that was feeling like a very tidy run that would have had me close, and then I screwed it up right at the end. Going all quiet, taking it seriously, taking it very seriously. Well, that was tidy. Mind the barrels, there we go. Why am I struggling to stay straight when I jump off here? There again, it's pulling off to the side just as I go over there, which is really weird. I felt a little bit faster, but oh my god, that was almost it. Less than 1/10 of a second off hitting gold. So I was definitely trying the leaning around thing a little bit more, and also I was doing my best to only use sprint when there was an incline as much as possible. I was late on the sprint there. I was too busy concentrating on the lean and making it cleanly around the corner. Whoa, I nearly clipped the barrels there, I think. Oh, no, clipped the inside edge there. Okay, that felt kind of tidy. No, slower again. Damn it. Right, I'm gonna give it a bunch of sprint all the way down here. Get myself going really fast to start with. Save my sprint until here. Sprint up here. Right, I'm out of energy. Oh, I'm low on energy. I want a bit of sprint around here. No, oh, I hit the outside edge. That's killed all the time. Now I haven't really got enough energy to make it up here nicely. That was messy. I don't feel like I'm centered on my bike very well either. Clip the outside edge again. Yeah, that felt slow. It was nearly 2 seconds behind my best. I think that nicely illustrates how it's really important to stay away from the edges, not clip the outsides, that kind of thing. Right, I'm going to try this again, this thing of sprint until there. Stay off the sprint around here. Just a dab there. Sprint up here. Right, I've still got a good amount of energy, but I'm going to need it here. So maybe this isn't a great plan. Do a little bit there, through the barrels. Let the energy build up, because I'm going to need it in a moment for this bit. Right, sprint the hell out of this. Just avoided the barrels. Lean right round there. Oh, I had to turn quite harsh there. Sprint up here, off the sprint. Right, sprint up here, don't go off the edge. Use whatever. Oh, I've got loads left. Actually had way too much energy left. Yeah. Okay, I felt like that was pretty fast and I still had quite a bit of energy left. So, actually using all the energy up to get a really fast start isn't putting me at a disadvantage. And actually, I needed to be a bit less frugal with it later on. So let's try that again. If I can remember what I did. Stay off the sprint. Dab a bit up there. Sprint up here. Straight off. Right, let it recover. A little bit there. Save it now for this jump. Sprint up here. Oh no, I hit the barrels. Damn it. if it wasn't for the barrels, I feel like that would have been a tidy run. I managed the second and half. I feel like I balanced out the sprint a lot better there. Okay, current working hypothesis is sprinting the hell out of this first bit puts me at an advantage later on. So let's try that. I'm going to carry on sprinting down here. Sprint, 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 and then off the sprint there. Come around here. Sweep around that corner. Stay off the sprint. Little dab up here. All the way up here. Come off. Sprint a little bit around there. Let it build up because I'm going to want it for the big jump in a moment. Right, let's try and do this without hitting the barrels. Right, lay off the sprint. Keep sweeping around these corners. Now use it. Well, right, that feels like about the best I'm going to get. And it really isn't, because I've actually managed less than a tenth of a second, and that was 6/10. Damn. Right, I'm going to give it one more go and call it a day, because I just wanted this to be a dip in palette cleanser little run. Because here today we've got a storm coming in and it's starting to get a bit wild outside, and when the wind really gets here I don't want to be stuck in VR, because I'm not expecting anything bad to happen, but I just like to have an ear out if anything's going wrong, and like if the power goes out I would prefer not to be stuck inside my headset. I mean, not that it would be difficult to take off, but still it would be a bit of a wrench. No! That would hurt, wouldn't it? Let's at least do this until I actually get to the end. So yeah, I just wanted this to be a quick session. After this, I think I'm going to have a drink, and this little pet coding project that I'm working on at the moment, and I recorded plenty. Well, no, that was way too wide. Oh, the steering's gone all weird. There we go. I recorded plenty of stuff this weekend. I think I've gamed well. I'm going to do some coding for an hour or two. I'm actually try and make a point of not coding too much in my free time. I do like to code as a hobby, even though it's my job. That never gets old. Never gets boring. Yeah, same problem again. Okay, let's leave it there. Yeah, I do like coding for fun and everything, but I make a point of trying to do other stuff. I make a point of gaming and things like that, because it's so easy. If coding is your hobby and it's your job, it's so easy to get to a burnout situation in one or both of those. I've definitely kind of been there before, a decade or so back, and I've learned the benefit of playing. It's important to play, I find. So yeah, doing something like this rather than coding. I could spend so much time working on my pet free software projects and things like that, or contributing to other free software projects and all this kind of stuff. But it would I'd end up either spoiling that experience or making work feel even more of a chore. And work can feel like a chore, because you're writing code on behalf of someone else to their own design and things like that most of the time, and that's not as satisfying as doing it for yourself and to your own design. So, you know, keeping that feel fresh and fun, and I think work should feel fun. If work isn't fun, you've probably got a bad employer, or you're in the wrong place, kind of thing. I know we don't all have the privilege of making those choices. I do, and I recognise that and respect that, and try and make the most of it, because then, you know, I might impact on other people in other ways can be positive if I'm looking after myself. It makes sense, right? So all of which is a long way of saying I like to play. Playing games is important. It keeps me level and, you know, lets me do the work stuff, and then sometimes I do want to code for fun, and I'm about to do that. I don't know why I'm going on. I've done that thing of I'm playing a game where I don't need to overly comment on what I'm doing, so I just end up talking for the sake of it. I should have cut this like 4 minutes ago, shouldn't I? Anyway, as for this game, I am going to say the same thing I keep saying. I highly recommend it, actually. And I did go and amend my review of this, because this is one of those games I actually reviewed pretty quickly, because I felt it was absolutely a game worth getting and playing. If I play a game and I don't like it, or it isn't really quite working for me, I tend not to leave a negative review unless it's a particularly bad game, or unless, oh excuse me, I'm just going to cough, or unless there's a very obvious problem with it, like, I don't know, suppose it doesn't work with the Quest 2, but it doesn't make a point telling you it doesn't work with the Quest 2, or something like that, then I would leave a review. I don't think that's ever happened, but I would leave a review saying so. There was one particular game that I bought a long time ago that I did leave a negative review, just because the game was just appallingly bad. It didn't even work in a way that it said it should work, and things like that. So I left a negative review there. But with this was one of those games where very quickly I recognised how much fun it was, how much fun I was getting from it anyway, and I wanted to convey that to others. And so my review, you know, was positive. It's a great game, all that kind of stuff. But I did leave the caveat that, and I think it was fair at the time, there wasn't quite enough content to warrant the price. And this is, I imagine, a very difficult thing for devs to juggle, is setting a price for early access that kind of makes it worth it, and also probably means that you're going to attract people who are going to be a bit invested in it and are going to help and encourage and all that kind of stuff. On the other hand, as a consumer, we've all seen early access games that charge a reasonable price, and by reasonable I mean reasonable for the dev, and yet the content just isn't there, and then it doesn't get onward developed, and you end up feeling ripped off. So I had said with this game that it felt great, I loved it. I wasn't entirely convinced that the content that was available in terms of how many things to do quite matched the full asking price. But you know, I also said that if you see it on sale, just grab it without even thinking about it, which is how I originally got it. But I have just modified my review to basically, I can't remember if I removed that bit or I did a kind of addendum, I now believe this thing, because there is now more content. You know, it's obvious that the devs care about this game. It's obvious to me that they are still working on it. They are improving it. I've had comments left on my videos from the devs saying that they've recognized the thing and they've changed the thing and they've done a thing, and that's definitely happened. And we have these new challenges. We've got these the speedy challenges and stuff like that that have turned up recently. That we don't have the levels, but the promise that they're coming, these actual 2 menu choices have turned up recently, which tells us that they're coming. And given that that turned up without any announcement or fanfare, certainly without any that I noticed, that tells me that they are definitely committed to doing these, and I fully believe they are. So at that point, I was definitely in the realms of, I think I really should actually modify my review, because I now definitely believe that what's here at the moment is worth the asking price, the full asking price. Again, I would say, if you happen to see it on sale, it's a no-brainer when it's on sale. When it's at its normal price, it's going to depend on if a cycling VR game is your thing, kind of thing. But yeah, there's no way I would hesitate to recommend this game at full price now, because even if you don't necessarily think there's still quite enough content, like the career mode would, clinch it, kind of thing. But even if you feel that there isn't quite enough content yet, there's going to be. There just is. And the track record so far suggests to me, given the track record the devs have had so far since I bought this game, if suddenly they stopped onward developing it, I would be genuinely surprised. I know these things happen, but given what I've seen and given the enthusiasm that I'm detecting on behalf of the devs when it comes to creating this game and onward developing this game, I'd be astonished to find that suddenly that's it, they've shut up shop, kind of thing. So yeah, I changed my review to kind of the one caveat that I had, I basically removed, and I think it warrants it. I think it deserves it. I'm so looking forward to playing this more and more and seeing where it goes. I'm getting really waffly. I should get my head out of VR and go and have a can of iron brew and tinker with some code. So if you're still here listening to me waffle on, what the hell's wrong with you? But anyway, thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.